the final point here is that we do need quite a bit of patience through this process. It's kind of like going to the gym. You wouldn't expect to go to the gym for the first time, do a bunch of weights, come out of that session a whole lot stronger. You'd know that that's going to take a period of time. We're dealing with, when we're treating hearing loss, we're overcoming a barrier or a hurdle, providing proper stimulation through to the hearing centers in the brain. And these parts of the brain, they're not unlike muscles in a way. We know with MRI imaging, we can see what's happening in the brains of people with untreated hearing loss, and we can actually see up to a 40% reduction in the parts of the brain associated with speech, hearing, language and memory. We can see physical shrinkage starting to occur to these structures as a result of understimulation. So like many things in the body, the hearing centers in the brain, it's kind of like use it or lose it. However, what we know is that when we can help overcome that barrier or hurdle, provide proper stimulation through to those areas, we can actually get some strength back into those structures. And it just takes time. Probably my favorite study that looked at what's happening in the brains with people that have untreated hearing loss and what happens 6 months later was, I mentioned it in my hearing and brain health book, but it's really good quality research and by highly respected audiology researchers. Actually, it was done at the University of St. Louis, but aspects of the study were replicated here at the University of Melbourne. And basically there were, I think, 29 people in this study. They had a mild hearing loss. So a mild hearing loss, it's about a 25% hearing loss. And what they found was they saw evidence in this study of what we call cross-modal reorganization. And basically what that meant was that as a result of untreated hearing loss, there was evidence of there being some vacant real estate in these associated parts of the brain. However, over time, they found that the visual centers in the brain were starting to encroach on the hearing centers in the brain. And how they were able to confirm that was they gave these people visual stimulation, and they found that that visual stimulation in these people with untreated hearing loss was starting to light up the hearing centers in the brain, which is clear evidence that the hearing centers in the brain started to become disorganized as a result of untreated hearing loss. These people performed significantly worse than those with normal hearing in tests for hearing and background noise in groups, and they performed significantly worse on a range of cognitive tests. These people were fitted with good quality hearing devices. They were fitted using best practices that we use, and they wore their devices. In this study, it was at least 10 hours a day. So 6 months later, they came back into the university, had their brains scanned again, and what they found was that these structures became better organized. Visual stimulation wasn't lighting up the hearing centers, so the hearing centers were back doing their job more directly. These people could hear better in background noise in groups, and they performed significantly better on a range of cognitive tests. So it just takes time. We anticipate that most of that change is going to occur in a 3-month period, but I would say up to 6 months, particularly if that hearing loss has been around for a while. Just takes time. Like getting stronger at the gym. It's about repetition and patience and time.